light. Ashley Amanda here, and welcome to my channel. If you have not been to my channel before, I talk about jewelry design, waist beads design. I'm a waist beads designer and creator. We talk about metaphysical tools. We talk about goddess energy, the divine feminine. We talk about it all. But in this video, I am going to talk about tie-on waist beads. I'm also going to tell you guys what type of string that I use and prefer. So let's get started. So first things first, people ask me this question all the time, and so I'm going to let you know I use nylon cord, okay? Nylon, I really like it because it's just overall, it's a great fabric. It is very, very durable. And if as long as the strand is tied correctly, this thing will not move. I love nylon. Nylon. I like them tied at the hips. So when they're tied at the hips, it's just, I don't know, it's something about that. And then I like mine tied at the hips because when they're closer to the hips, it kind of gives me that ratio, like that sizing to where I am able to pull them above my head. I'm not saying try that at home. You know, you need to really know your waist beads, know, how they move on your body, know how, you got to be very careful with that. But I do like the fact that they can be tied at the hips. Stretch waist beads, I always suggest those are tied a little bit higher because since they do move, if you accidentally pull them down, with your pants or something like that, they would just go down with the pants. So you don't want them too low. The stretch waist beads have to be a little bit higher, but the tie-on waist beads, I really like how they look at the hips. And also, just let's play both sides here. You have to be careful at the hips because I don't care what waist bead you get, where they're from. If you pull them too hard when you were trying to go to the bathroom, or if they get snagged or whatever, they can pop, okay? So that's very important to remember. The next thing is, if you're tying tie-on waist beads at home, it's very important to remember that they are tied correctly, okay? So tying them correctly will save you a lot, because if for any reason they're not tied tight enough, or if there's not enough knots, or if the knot is not sealed, then you could have a situation to where your knot can unravel and boom, you're like, my waist bead broke. It's like, okay, there are four pretty nice strands of nylon there. So for it to break all the way through, that's a little hard to do, but it can happen at that knot area if the waist bead is not tied correctly, if you do not have enough knots in it. And this is another tip. So whether you go and get your waist beads tied, and if you're in Tampa, Florida, please stop by the Bella Body Bead store and shop and get tied. That was a little shameless plug for y'all to come and see me at the store. But if you're tying at home, then once you've tied your knot, and I have a video that I'm going to link below, it's showing you how to tie Bella Body beads, waist beads, because all waist beads are different that are tie-on. Some people use cotton. Cotton ties a lot different, okay? Nylon, you need to make more knots, okay? So as long as it's tied correctly, you need to wait. Oh yeah, the tip. So you need to wait at least 6 hours before you get that knot wet. You want to make sure that the knot has time to settle, and then you're good to go. And then also when you cut, you want to make sure that you're not cutting too far, like too close to the knot. You definitely never, ever want to do that. So you want to be careful not to tie your waist beads too tight. I do understand while a lot of us want to gauge the inches lost around the waist, there is definitely a way to do that without cutting off your circulation and tying your waist beads too tight. If you can feel your waist beads when you breathe, they're too tight, period. Okay, they should be able to, you need to wear them in comfort. While you may have an end goal and you're like, I want to see when they drop, nothing is overnight. So it's going to take time. And when they drop, you're going to know. They don't have to be all the way, up at the top for them to drop. So if you want to wear your waist beads really high up, I suggest that you get stretch waist beads, because no matter what, those are not going to pop no matter how high up they go. But when it comes to tie-on waist beads, if they are tied in the wrong space, or if they're tied too tight and too far up, they can get uncomfortable very fast. So you want to make sure they're tied possibly right at the belly button. You tie around the waist, let it drop at the belly button. And trust me, sis, they're going to move all over. They're not going to stay in one spot, but you want to be comfortable. So that's going to bring me right into the next benefit. And that benefit is going to be the fact that you can gauge inches lost around the waist. So they are a very good, I don't really like to say weight loss tool because we can lose or gain weight and inches could stay the same. You just never know in certain places, but they gauge inches around the waist. They're going to let you know what's going on. If you do, eat a little bit too much, and if your stomach goes out and they get tight, you already know. If your stomach is poking out to the point where, you've eaten that much, you're like, okay, you know what? I know I'm not supposed to eat that much. I need to eat into where I'm satisfied, not to where my stomach is poking out. These will definitely help you do that. So like I said before, as long as they're tied correctly, tie them comfortably, and no matter what, you will start noticing them dropping. And if they're tied correctly, it's also going to give you an idea, like if they do start getting too tight. So best of both worlds, as long as they are tied right there at the belly button and you have some space and you have room to breathe. So they can gauge inches lost, they can motivate you, and they can also make you feel very good while you are going through your weight loss journey for whatever your goals are. They're gonna, when you look in that mirror and see those beads around the sacral chakra, around your belly button area, it is draping your hips, on your waist. It's just a feeling that can't be explained, which is why waist beads are so popular, because it's more than just something around your stomach that looks pretty. It's energetically transforming. So, and you definitely want something like that whenever you are on a new lifestyle journey. So let's talk about cleansing and charging tie-on waist beads that have crystals. So if you haven't already seen my video about stretch waist beads, I also have that link of the video down below, and it's going to tell you how to, a lot of benefits of the stretch waist beads. And I also touch on cleansing and charging the stretch waist beads with crystals. But with the tie-on waist beads, it's going to be a little bit different because you cannot remove them as, typically you don't remove tie-on waist beads. So the way that you're going to cleanse and charge those is you are going to take a take a spiritual bath. So a spiritual bath is a bath of cleansing. Okay. It's a bath of centering, coming to the present moment and really setting your intentions and hitting restart on whatever it is that you have going on. I have a blog post on how to take a spiritual bath, what I do and the things that I use. So you can see that link down below as well. So you can do a spiritual bath with your beads on, of course, because they're already on you. And then the next thing you do is once you've dried off and everything like that, you can go hit it with the 1, 2, 3 sage. 1, 2, 3, just like that your whole T-zone area. Okay. Hit that zone with the sage real quick. You can smudge, walk through the sage smoke, and that definitely, that helps a lot. Set your intentions while you're walking through that sage. You can also get a little bowl, put a little bit of jojoba oil or almond oil, and drop 1 or 2, well, maybe 2 or 3 drops of your favorite essential oil in there. And then do it, make a little oil and just put a little bit, on your beads. They're going to be around your waist. So you're going to put it around your waist, and then boom, you are good. You have cleansed and charged your beads. So I hope that you all have enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed the video and if you are feeling my energy, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, because this is the place to be, okay? Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video as well. I can be found on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all under Bella Body Beads. So I love you guys. Until next time, peace and light.